And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in the second run as the Great Qing in Victoria 3, where I'm trying to run a little bit faster with getting the GDP up, because I think last time I screwed up by swapping from land-based taxation to proportional taxation too early. In the long run, I still think that's the way to go. Hello Twitch chatter, how are we going? We're doing better than the last Victoria 3 run as the Great Qing, and I'm doing pretty well myself. Just sitting down for the second recording part of the day. As soon as chemical bleaching's done, we're going to have a bunch of increase in paper demand, paper supply. More groceries. So let's queue up 4 things of groceries. So we'll do 5 things of groceries. Then maybe a couple things explosives. I think the stream's going well, reasonably well at the moment. Twitch chat. Some steel wouldn't be miss. Again, like 4 things of steel. Okay, see how that goes. We knew that was only a week out, so we've done that. Erase the sulfur demand, but we want to respond to the sulfur demand, so paper bleaching. And I don't think we need more ceramics. We could get more ceramics, but we'll hold off. Okay, this we go to dynamite. Do I play other games besides this? Yes. In fact, this is not the usual on the channel. I play a variety of different games, mostly strategy games. So later tonight will be Field of Glorious Empires. Last night was Shadow Empire. The day after... Well, tomorrow will be European Yourselves 4. And then Long Dark was both 2 days ago and 2 days in the future. We'll be doing the Long Dark. We're not really about utility right now. Okay, how does paper look after the change? Okay, we can do another, like, 4 or 5 paper makers. Or not, 24, 25 paper makers. Thanks, I happen to like them. That's why they've been on the channel already. If you want to see them, most of them have been uploaded to YouTube. If you want to see some of the early recordings, I think I know what some of those acronyms stand for. Red Dead Redemption, God of War. You're wondering why I haven't done any stuff on the channel. I mainly focus on the videos, don't necessarily focus on the channel decorations, and not in the financial position to pay for any design for it at the moment. Well, it looks like we're at a point where we need to do some expansion of the construction sector. Here's migration controls. Let's see if we can intimidate. We're going to wait a moment for the Chinese missions to pop up. There we go. Let's see if we can convince Portugal to give us Macau. %45 chance they simply just back down and give it to us. And they back down and gave it to us. Okay. And then I just need some authority to press the button. Expel the Christian missionaries. There we go. And that provides a 40 malice for 5 years, which is a little annoying, but we'll live with it. No, I'm not really interested in seeing any design work at the moment, thank you. Screw frigates. Reinforced wind ships, that is something we should probably just swap to. Construction or PM wise. And then that means we should put some engine factories in the queue. Probably closer to the top. Oops. Whole shifting menu. Sometimes means when you're dropping multiple in the same place, the thing moves in unpredictable ways. Well, I suppose they're vaguely predictable if you can do the level of math the computer does. Okay, one of our subjects has rebels. We're going to deploy a banner army to deal with that. May be worth going through and swapping a couple of the logging camps over to hardwood production. Yeah, we'll look at that. Because hardwood is getting a little bit expensive. There we go. I'm holding off on doing the farming goods until we get pump jacks, because when we get pump jacks, we're going to literally double the amount of all the farming goods or all the plantation goods we make. Yeah, okay. So, let me do another 5 of those. 5 food factories. And I think the next batch of stuff to do here is once again clothes. So go ahead and do like about 30 sets of clothing factories. Yep, let's do 20 there. I'm a little bit surprised it's predicting it's negative. I'll be fine anyway. And then we'll build up the rails. In some of our provinces. Okay. See how that goes. There's the Tibetan peasant rebels. I got a lobby interest group that is opposed to us, that's why Sam's so high. Guess then we should probably move on to one of the other nations for swapping from Protectorate to Vassal. We'll do Commandia. Commandia is not super valuable to do it too, but we'll do it. There's central banking, so that's a little bit more minting that will help us stay in the proverbial green while constructing things in mass. Also helps with growing the economy a little bit. Monument to the Emperor, we'll take the Prestige. You know, we might as well build some gun factories. We're not using the ammo right now, but one of our subjects apparently is. So we'll build one. At least let me get them off of complete deficit. I'm actually a little surprised that we got a fabric shortage. Well, fabric deficit. Nowhere near shortage. I don't think we have... Oh no, we have access to cotton plantations. Again, as a plantation, we'll hold off for the moment. Building it. I was just called to war and didn't answer, did I? This is against Messina. Let's see, what can we get? We get bankroll for France for that one, so we'll accept for that condition. Oh, and they're still in the open news. Okay. So now we can come here, see if the French want anything for that one. They don't. So technically this has put us at war with the protective Americans protecting Messina. We'll do some mobilization for this, so they don't necessarily land our territory. We don't necessarily need to go abroad for this. One thing I'm noticing is we don't necessarily have a lot of convoys, so let's actually build out the ports. It's not going to give us a lot more, but it'll give us some. And then maybe some more coal. And we'll build like 10 coal mines in Shaanxi. Okay. Someone's trying to land us in Beijing. Make sure we got our fleets positioned to stop that. Gonna have another economic expansion when dynamite comes up. Air has arrived. Is that the American fleet? Let's see if we, in naval combat, beat them. No, that's the American army. There's the American fleet. And the answer to are they going to steal land is no, because the Americans are going to chuck back to the sea. Oh, good thing the steam donkey is training to us, so we can do steam donkey quickly into pump jacks. And then we'll probably do shift work for the economy scale bonus. A wonderful idea. Okay. What am I thinking about? Market size, correction. So we've got those exports. So we can work on trying to get rid of our imports. Importing a bunch of tools, actually. That's something I've been overlooking. It's 2,000 tools. We got like a bunch of demand for tools. About 3,000 shortage of tools. So do like 40 tool workshops. Yeah. We'll do Shandong as well. 20 there, 20 there. Got enough infrastructure for Shaanxi. We'll go ahead and slap another rail in Shaanxi, and then we'll slap 2 in Shandong. Actually, we'll do 2 in Shaanxi as well. And then that was... how many? It was 40 I just queued up. So that probably means we want to queue up about 10, maybe 15 steel. I have a truce the Ottoman Empire, so I can only come in to help the Ottoman Empire here. Obligation isn't worth it. War goals is tempting. How likely do I think I could get Baku off of the Russians here? Reasonably likely. We'll ask for Baku. We'll see if we can win that war. We're short on a lot of bureaucracy for some reason. Don't think that's too much of a problem. I'm gonna grab 10 in Ganzhou. Do we hit like a national disaster or something? Let's see that being the case. Let's go ahead and get to the weather map mode. I think that would be the harvest conditions. Okay. Nothing immediately apparent. What is this? Cut German Federation down to size. Definitely not accepting recall for an obligation there. Because an obligation doesn't really do us very good. Could get Uruguay off of them. Or Chad. French Chad. Where is French Chad? That little French chat. Okay. I don't really want that because it's surrounded by the British. Yeah. I'm half tempted just to accept this because we're technically allies. Probably want Urge out of everything because I'm not going to push for war goals here because we're not. I'm not in a position to really help them do anything. Yeah, we'll just ask for. Give me Uruguay. I don't know how much of a help we're going to be because we're mobilized to fight Russia. There's dynamite. That will grab steam junks. And we're still going to go into pump jacks. Nothing that's going on right now is really changing that decision. Did we finish the government bureaucracy? We did. Okay. Still want about 40 more levels of government bureaucracy. Let's pick 2 places that don't have enough. Shove them up to 30 quickly. Oh, interesting. That's supposed to be blocked because I have stopped the missionaries. That's not working right. Okay. Well, I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem, hopefully. Yeah, we're going to want to have to look to lower taxes quickly. And do that post-war. I think as far as the wars are going, we are winning them all. Yeah, let's drop taxes. I want to get turmoil down. We've got the Heavenly Kingdom popping up. One of our armies lost their general. Yeah. I think this is supposed to be removed by the earlier journal entry we cleared, but isn't apparently. Well, it's slightly annoying. Okay, there's our steam donkeys for a bunch of stuff we're not going to use for a while. That was the prerequisite. Most importantly, 4 pump jacks. Let's go ahead and drop the taxes all the way back down. Normal. cause the turmoil to slowly recover. Or the radical to slowly recover. We need 1.1 thousand explosives. It's about 10 explosive factories, okay? And then after that, we're probably going to start building engines fast and furiously. Should you become a protector to Russia for your survival? Yes. So you can't peace out until Russia's defeated. We might be able to do something with some naval landings as a trick to get around some stuff. Yeah, like probably naval landing with the capital after all. Okay, the other war it looks like the French are losing. That's potentially disappointing, but that's fine. Yeah, I think we're gonna be making a lot of engines soon. Because we want one for, like, well, apparently 5 for every plantation. We got a lot of plantations. $47, 62, 260, 287, 340, no, 352, 354. And then that's times 5. So yeah, we need like 1,600 engines. See how that works out. It might be a little bit aggressive because we have 26 months before pump tax comes online to do that, but we're going to build the engines and then we're going to try to rapidly swap over all this stuff to using the improved irrigation. Meantime, I should be continuing to expand the groceries. Yeah, I think this war is stalled unless we get some sort of successful naval invasion. To upset the apple cart. Well, we're gonna get kicked out of this war in a while anyway. Baku isn't worth it. We're gonna peace out. And yeah, we're gonna get a pretty big GDP increase as soon as we can start applying the changes to the irrigation system. Oh, what I want to change is in this tab. Let's go over to general training instead of no organized training. It's on the province level, isn't it? 4 or 5 years. Okay, so we're probably not going to be able to stop that, annoyingly. It'll hopefully be a fairly small rebellion if it goes off. So we'll just crush it quickly. Oh, it might actually be worth paying the military more to get that government. Get the military goods cost. So we can just do that and then flip back. That works. A new mandate. Fascination 3 isn't super valuable to us. Says I could do police coordination. Unless we can get the higher tiers of it, it's probably not worth doing. Because we don't need the bureaucracy cost modifier right now. And you probably want the advanced research. It's just that right now... right now we don't have the ability to quickly swap into a... education system. Oh, we need more hardwood. That's easy enough to do. Just come down to our logging camps. Cycle a couple over to focus on hardwood. Okay, let's stop of import routes for things we want to make. Like we don't want to make grain right now, so that we don't do that. Turn off most of the other stuff that we can happily make. Okay. Hasn't been 5 years, it's been 4 years. Almost there. That one. Yeah, Siam's been grumpy. So I have improved relations with Siam, that's fair. Okay, we got decent demand for fertilizers. About 90, or yeah, 90 each, so probably about 11 fertilizer factories. Most profitable in Shaanxi, so we'll dump it in Shaanxi. And I think it's still not worth going proportional. Yeah. Still about 190k bad. Okay. Okay, we're not rushing to that. Again, not making that mistake. Don't need the bourgeoisie in government right now, so we can swap over to scholar officials and get a righteous government, which will help us lower the radicals and raise the loyalists. Oh, another batch of food factories. Let's actually go a full 20, because I suspect it will swing over, and the demand will rise as the supply rises. Okay, so that's 4. Oh, and we managed to suppress the unrest enough. There we go. We managed to suppress the turmoil enough. So we'll see if this times out before we have a problem. Oil discovered's nice. We got a little bit before we begin the rapid transition over to a heavily oiled industry. It might actually be worth building a bit of papers with the 22 paper makers. In 4 months, we can start to apply pump jacks, which should, because we've pre-built a bunch of engines, help a lot. Whoops. It's about like 11, 12 here. Oh, I suppose because we have built the pre-built the engines, we can come here and say, build the trams. Yes, we overbuilt the motor industries a little bit. It should be fine. Like, we shouldn't see any downsizing. Picked up breadbasket. What's the requirements for breadbasket? Of course, you click on the thing, it doesn't take you to it immediately, does it? Pass the homesteading and be loading, producing grain and groceries, which for Qing is really easy if you do homesteading. One more week. Okay, we're going to do shift works for the economies of scale. So every place that's between 30 and 50 buildings should see a significant uptick. Once that tech is done. In the meantime, we're going to start swapping. Give it a week. Make sure that we're not in deficit. Do the next one. 2. Rinse and repeat. And we're pre-built, so in theory, I should be able to turn everything on. And then assuming we have demand for the plantation goods, GDP should shoot up very rapidly. City of Plenty. Let them celebrate the plenty. And that is all the motor industry's full. Still got some potential for expansion there if we really needed to do an expansion, but I don't think we do. And now we can look at things and go like, okay, so yes, we do in fact need more opium production. We don't need any more dye or silk. I guess it's just mostly opium. Yeah. So the next thing to do is a big expansion of opium. We got demand of like 2.5 thousand opium. Which is about 50 opium plantations. So that's what we'll do, is we'll queue up about 50 opium plantations. Actually surprised me we only got 140. I thought you down had more fields. Nope. 140. Okay. So yeah, let's drop another 50 in Yunnan. And the rail infrastructure to support that. Okay, and we got another general we need to put back in charge. Somewhere there. Royalist, yeah, we'll put a royalist in charge. Yeah, I suppose the next thing to do after those the plantations is do some coal production. Make out another 20 coal mines. We are starting to get the subsistence population down in Shaanxi. China is one of those countries where it's basically got an infinite supply of labor, and it really comes down to just using it fast enough. Otherwise you short your later game supply because you haven't used it in early game. Interesting. We got a market liberal for the intelligentsia. That we can make, yeah. Unacceptable government there. That's at least a contested government. I might be able to play with that. Swap over to laissez-faire. And then maybe drop some of the lesser taxes for the moment to support the... Well, the liberal movement doesn't really support it per se. Rather, we can get... yeah, the liberal movement doesn't support it. Grab election close, look at tax back, and then we can go. Oh, we can actually get another 100. I feel like we lost authority malice and something like that. Bad. Ah, I see. The missionary one went away. So if we can pass laissez-faire, this will help get the civilians to invest in expanding the economy. So it's less me, the government, trying to do everything by myself. Oh, we can see we're back to almost positive revenue again, and this is on normal taxation. That's a good economic sign. Though partially that might be because we're getting the government investment pool, or the investment pool starting to pop back off again. Which means they're actually starting to build, meaning we're spending less time building, which is good and bad. It means we get a little bit less selectivity over the construction pool.
Oh.
Shift work done. Where are we looking at in society? We got quite a bit of society to push through. I suppose with shift work, it might be worth trying to build up the research more so we get more spread. Now, the one resource we're going to probably hold off producing is, well, expanding the production of is grain, as long as we can. At least until we get commercial agriculture. What, 50 textile mills? Oh, they're already pissed off, so we might as well go faster. The two extremes. They like you too much, or if they're happy too much, you apply malice to them. If they dislike you too much, you apply the malice to them. It's in the middle, I sometimes doubt. There's rubber mastication. That's one way for us to make a bunch of value, I suppose. Is where we can start getting up the rubberized tools. Pick up vulcanization. For the machined steel tools. I don't think we have a lot more demand for fish. Actually, we might have demand, or a lot of places to build more fish. Might have some decent places in our subjects, I suppose. I didn't have enough market connectivity, it looks like. How it goes. I am still a bit grumpy. Do Bukhara, do Uruguay to puppet status. I suppose the other thing is we can start contemplating maybe trying to unify 5% for Dynam. Let's go send up to 13%. Yeah, I think we'd have to upgrade the military strength to make that realistically plausible. Oh, we could get Burma. Burma has 75% chance. Will it confirm? And Burma, we rolled the 25% chance on Burma. Well, darn. I don't think Burma's going to get any help. There's shift work. I think we will go vulcanization. That's one reason to push into Burma, is that's going to be more rubber fields. And owning the rubber fields directly is somewhat valuable. I don't think we're quite at the point where we'd make money raising government admin just to get the tax revenue. do probably need the government bureaucracy requirement to validate the need. Or technical organization, yes. And yeah, no one came to help them. Shouldn't be a problem. Let's add to the queue. Oh, I never got around to building universities in Beijing, did I? Yeah, let's go a little bit ham on the university so we can get the tech spread going real fast. Let's just assign all the big armies and get this war done and dusted. I don't know if you're hearing this. Current tracks is a little loud on Victoria 3 right now. No, I have the decibels reduced for your end by about 2, and I have my noise buffed by about 2. So I should be a little bit louder than it when I speak normally. But on my end, that was getting a little loud. Okay, I think, look at the time, we're going to put a part break as soon as we finish this war. Well, as soon as we finish adjusting for everything now that we have Burma, because Burma will collapse soon. There's Burma. Another thing we can do, the military is happy. So we got a pretty low military good cost. So probably what we'll do after the universities is we'll start cranking out ammunition and gun production so we can modernize the army. The army's currently on the old model stuff. Swap over to Lancers. And we can swap over from skirmish, or swap over from line to skirmish, which basically doubles their gun consumption and adds a whole bunch of ammo consumption. And we've got plenty of administration to do that, so we'll do that. Let's go through our buildings quickly and make sure they're up to the current modern stuff. No water tube boiler. We're China. We're not ready for automate people out of a job. We got too many people who need jobs. Irrigation. Apparently have a rubber plantation, so we'll set that on to the second version. Basically, they're probably more backwards than us, so we're able to apply a lot of modern technologies to get the industries running better. Okay. Cycle a couple days to make sure everything is vaguely stable. It does appear to be vaguely stable. And we did, in theory, inherit their trade routes. That's what all the broken trade routes are, I think. Yeah. We weren't allowed to trade the British. They were allowed to trade the British, so we have a bunch of broken British trade routes. Oh, that's something we do. Before we end the bit, it's probably been 5 years, and has been. So welcome to the Grand Coalition. Yeah, when we do end up doing education, we'll probably just grab all of advanced research and really just dive into it. But for now, I think this is where we're going to put the part break. We're up to 275 million GDP. I think we're much farther ahead of schedule where we were last time. The main thing I think holding us back from expansion is, or GDP expansion, is tech. More efficient PMs would help. A little bit of laws. For example, we don't have commercialized agriculture, so I don't really want to expand the grain production. Because then that will just mean that we'll be growing the aristocratic class instead of trying to grow the capitalist class. And there's a couple other things that are going reasonably well, I suppose, besides that. Yeah. So mostly we got a little bit of ecotech we need to get done. Vulcanization will help. Electrification is something that may help. And then it's a society check. We do want to get down to tier 3 so we can get mutual funds for commercialized publicly traded and commercialized agriculture. And then we want to get down into corporation or corporatism, because that provides. It says Confucian scholars lose pious. Confucian scholars don't have pious. So we don't have access to religious schools. Whereas if we get onto corporatism, they're going to suddenly want public health, because they don't want no healthcare system. We're currently on no healthcare system. They're going to want... Oh, apparently they're not actually for public schools. But they'll want some schools. And we're not necessarily completely opposed to religious ones. They're not too bad. They're going to want wage subsidies. We can probably swing it so we can do old age subsidy, old age pensions, because they're not going to want the no security laws. So it's 10% education level. Public schools, I think, got buffed. Yeah, it's 12% on public schools. So as we could try... What's the industrialist's opinion on schools? I know they have an opinion on schools. That's not it. There you go. Okay, so they actually prefer public schools. So we maybe don't need to wait to corporatism. We can actually try to get the industrialists here to pass it on to schools. And that might actually be a thing to do before we pick up corporatism then, because then the religious won't oppose it. Yeah, we got 18%. Okay, so as soon as we're done with this law, we'll try doing it. But that'll be in the next part. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be there'll be a part up shortly, whether it is today or tomorrow. I haven't figured out the actual release schedule on these. I do kind of want them... Well, I want to get them all recorded before the major patch comes out. Which I think is next Thursday. This is a Saturday. I'm going to try to record one more part today. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I can take a short break. I think it's time for a new cup of tea, so I'll be back as soon as that new cup of tea is made. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.